offers, events, etc., so that they can be current in the area, so they can pick up their current customers and new customers that might come into the area for the time that they're there, we'll say,
Yeah.
and see what's going on while they're here. So it'll be like the, where to go to be in the know kind of resource for them.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah. Exactly. And the good thing about it is all that the people will need to do is basically just click a button and download it. Like it's really easy to download an extension. I'm trying to work out a way where they can actually just click on one, and the website will actually detect what browser they're using, so we don't have to show them multiple extensions. But this in itself, it'll actually produce different extension zips for Firefox, for Chrome, and for what's the other one? Safari, yes, Safari. So it'll actually produce different downloads for those, and then it's very easy to add them to the marketplace. For Firefox, you don't have to add it to the marketplace. It's recommended to do that, because then you can actually have an official Firefox, one-click extension download, opposed from having to actually upload it into your Firefox. So that's probably the most technical aspect of it, but that in itself is quite easy. We've got some information. So say, for example, if you were to go through and create a toolbar, these are some examples, and you get your downloads here. So you click on this, you've then downloaded the extension, the toolbar has been created, and then you would go ahead and update it. So in creating a toolbar, we've just done it really basically at the moment. We're hoping to have actually different types of toolbars in the future you can create. So right now it's a really basic pushing messages out through the toolbar, kind of like you would with an email or something similar to that. So you can name the toolbar. You might want to, it could be Doug's Building Company. You can upload a logo really easily. You just obviously click here. I'm just going to grab a random image. We'll grab, where's it? JPEG. I'm just going to grab a random image and use that. We'll just add this. Cool. And that's for mainly the icon that'll be in the top here, as well as, here's the icon that'll be in the top. The image itself is, I think, for the marketplace. That's where it shows. Now we've got the icon, so I'll just grab that and go through. And usually you'd have, I'll use explain videos. For that icon, then you can just choose a color. I'm just going to stick with the current color we have, because it's probably quite a nice color. Then it generates the toolbar, and it's asking for a full color. One sec. Okay, it does need a full color. We'll go and we'll just use a blue. Upload these again.
Now, is there an administrative kind of management/maintenance interface to the toolbars that I'm creating?
Yes, there is, yeah. So there it is. It's been downloaded, so you can download it. Now, there should be instructions that are popping up. I've sent those to the developer. I'm just waiting for them to basically be added. But the instructions to create this toolbar is going to be listed under each one of these, because it's different for each. So it'll be step 1. Here's the link to the Chrome database where you have to submit it. Step 2, submit your domain. The one that takes the longest, Chrome is basically instant. You submit it and it's instantly into the Chrome, or I believe it's the Google store. Firefox takes 24 hours to be accepted, and Safari is pretty much instant as well. So once you've done that, you basically download it. You go through, you add it to the store, and then it's added into the store. And then once it's been added to the store and you have people downloading it, then you just simply add posts. So it's just a matter then of pushing out your message. So it might be, in my case, if it's an online marketing toolbar, it might be Explaindio promotion with coupon, for example. Explaindio with coupon, we'll put in a link. We'll add in an image. So I'd put in an image as well. I could put an image. I could put in a video as well if I wanted to. We'll put in this image, and we'll have it on a show date. So we select a show date when we want this to be showing. So it might be, say, for example, Explaindio's launching on the 15th of this month, so Wednesday. we add it there, and this is the message that people will see in their toolbar through the website
So
itself. So
promos are calendared.
yeah, basically, yeah. I mean, my original purpose for it was to create a promo calendar.
Right.
And
And
yeah.
so in that sense, though, then if I want to add things to the calendar, I have to update the plugin.
Now, if you want to add things to the calendar, it'll do it automatically. You don't have to do any updates to the plugin. If you wanted to, once you've basically created the plugin, it's been downloaded by the user like this, then it's basically communicating with our web. Our website is communicating with this toolbar, which is installed by them. So the cool thing about it, and I'll just plug in my Mac in just a second.
Good move.
Yeah. The cool thing about it is that there's no upgrades needed. Like it'll just push out messages on a consistent basis, and people will see
the
those
plugin
messages.
is just a framework that's up at the official distribution sites.
Exactly. Yeah, it's basically a framework. It'll communicate with
basically
them.
like an RSS feed to a smartphone app.
Exactly. Yeah. Exactly.
Right.
And then people will be able to engage. But the best thing about plugins like this, the extensions, is that we can get a lot of different permissions as well. And one of those permissions is that whole replacing ads thing. So through Firefox Chrome, we can actually replace our ads as well if people have actually downloaded our plugin. And there's other things we can do as well. So what I'm showing you now is I'm showing you the most, this is the basic function of the app. Now, I'm just going to save that post. It's scheduled in. You can obviously edit it. It's now in scheduled posts. I can edit it if I want. There's this other feature called popovers. Now, popovers are really cool because and I've tested this out and actually made a few sales doing it, which was cool. Basically, this is anyone who's installed the plugin, anytime that they visit a particular website. So I could say, for example, explaindio.com. If I was promoting Explaindio, I could say view Sam Becker's bonus package. I could have a nav link to my bonus package, and I could have an image there as well. And the cool thing about this is that anyone who visits this particular explaindio.com, say for example they go to explaindio.com, they've heard it's really good or something, and they visit it on the day of launch. And this could happen for someone who visited Facebook. I could make that the website. I could make it a different, any site I wanted around the web. It could be Facebook. It could be JVZoo. I could do JVZoo, for example. And David, if you downloaded my extension and then you had decided that you wanted to basically, you've got my extension. I can push up this message so it'll appear on your screen anytime you visit explaindio.com. So if you were to visit explaindio.com or jvzoo.com and I had selected that I wanted this message to show on jvzoo.com, on the date that I wanted to, it would actually pop up this message. I could keep on doing it. I could have it popping up every single time that you went to that particular site. So does that kind of make sense?
Oh, that's scary.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
No, I have. My mind is racing right now because I'm thinking that in a sense, this is going to sound like a joke, right? So you get your kid's machine and you put the plug-in in the kid's machine, and it's like you wanted to tell the kid not to go to these particular sites.
Yeah.
So he goes to the site, and your picture pops up and says, "Get off of this site."
Yeah. Actually, that's not a bad idea. That could actually be a software in itself. That.
I think. Well, I'm sure, but I mean, it's pretty interesting.
Yeah.
You have to hide the plug-in, but yeah.
Yeah. So I was able to make I didn't promote a particular offer. I just used this just as a test, and I made a couple of sales out of it. And I had a test group of about 60 people that had downloaded my plugin. So it means that it does work. People obviously did see it when it popped up, and they thought, hey, yeah, I'd like to check out Sam's bonus. And what I also did is I put my affiliate link. I was cheeky, and I put my affiliate link to basically, I decided that I want my affiliate link to redirect through once they clicked on this to my bonus page. So they get cookied as they go to my bonus page and then selected and bought. So I got a sale from the front of the sales page basically when I was doing the test. So there's all sorts of things you can do with it, and it's quite a cool feature. All the real challenge is, and there's a few things that still need working on here, but I'd probably take this image off and add a video. I had a video on mine that was auto playing, so it would pop up and I was like, hey, have you seen my bonus package? You should check it out over here. I've got all these great bonuses. Click the button down below, and then you can come back to this website after you've decided to purchase for it through me. Yeah, basically the challenge is getting people to download these extensions here. The more people you get to download your extension, the more of an ability you have to do that stuff. So
right. So the key up front, like to me, as I was saying earlier, the key is what is it that you're offering the person that gets them, that compels them to want to have this resource, not this bug, on their machine, right?
Yeah.
So that's why my orientation is okay. I could force this. This could be useful inside of an organization, for that matter, right? But in other words, I could do internal news with this.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. You could
inside of an organization,
yeah,
right?
Definitely.
But in a more general sense, how do you get, if it's one company, then it's a little bit harder. But if you have a larger community, so if I were somebody like JD Zoo, I could say, hey, get our plugin, and we'll tell you what's going on.
Yeah.
Fan should be just happier than a pig in poop to have this to give to everybody.
Yeah, actually, he'd be way too excited. Yeah, for him it would be really useful because anyone who downloaded it, he's got a decent audience. Anyone who downloaded it would get his videos every single time they got pushed out. So, and he knows that he could advertise on the websites as well. So it would be cool.
Now, when this comes up on the right hand side, when this offer or ad comes up, it's coming from my website, right?
Yeah, it is.
So in effect, although I have you cookied fully already, because in a sense, or you have me cookied in the sense that I have the plugin. I mean, you couldn't be any more cookied than that, right?
Yeah.
But I could also be putting a retargeting code related to pushing this ad.
Yeah, you could. Yep, definitely.
So that means that if I retarget you here, I can promote to you in other areas outside of this browser.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, anywhere. So it's quite cool. The challenge is just getting people to download the plugin, and then basically we can push out any messages. We can change their ads that they have around the web, and we're working on that. But right now it will basically do these pop-ups, and it will also push out those messages that you saw in the scheduled posts. So it'll do both of those two components.
Can we just go to a regular screen and not your the dashboard here, just for a second? Can we go to like Google or something, somewhere where?
Yep. Let's go to Google.
The reason I'm doing this is that I would just, we're looking at a dashboard, and really the thing is you have to compel people somehow to get it loaded, and then when it's loaded, you have to sell them on it somehow based on what's going to compel them, the value that they're going to get out of it, and then they do the install, and then the rest of their world is going to be this, except for the fact that they've got that bug up on the right-hand corner, right? That button.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Right, and then the other option is that you can also send messages based on some set of criteria, depending on where they go or when you want to send the messages. So you basically, under this scheme, have push notifications.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, push notifications, but it's kind of like web-based push notifications.
Right, but I would be, and like as you and I both know, I'd have to be really cautious about doing that and how I did that, because it's so intrusive at that point.
It does, yeah. That's the reason that we'd want to make sure the ads obviously don't stand out too much, or so one of the ideas we had is that we actually show just a percentage of the ads. So 50% of the ads are the usual ads that would be there, and 50% are ads that appear like they're retargeting, but they're actually not. They're ads that are being shown because of the
replacement thing. People won't get anyway. if you know what I mean. They're not going to. It's not intrusive because they're going to expect to see ads no matter where they go.
Yeah, exactly.
But if you have push, I could, like right now, this is a push, and that would bother me in a sense. If it was smaller and it said, Tuesday's offers here or something like that, then I might click on it.
Yeah.
I could go to a more robust interface showing you what Tuesday's offers are.
Yeah, and a lot of it depends on which audience it is as well. I can imagine.
Well, I really do. I'm going to tell you, I really think that there's an in-organization kind of application here that's not trivial at all.
Yeah.
It's really very, very valuable.
Yeah, no, definitely. I like that idea you actually got. You could you could have like a parental lock and have your the person's face popping up and saying, "Hey, what are you doing on this site?" Something like angry face or something. Hey, that's awesome.
I told you not to go here.
Yeah, that'd be so funny. Actually, that's actually that would actually be a pretty cool plugin to create. But so it's this is basically what it is. So we're still working on different components of it, as you can see, but it's almost there. So we want to get the ads part done before we're actually going to launch it. We're not going to launch it large scale, but
well, I can see, now that we've had this opportunity to actually, have this discussion, and you show me these few things, this is a very valuable tool. This is an incredibly valuable tool,
and it's a bit different as well.
And I think you have to be cautious about how considerate you are of the user, right? In other words, I need to compel somebody with a good enough offer to be able to communicate with them more or less at will through their browser. At the same time, you've got to be cautious also in the ongoing sense that you don't encumber them so much and not make them ad blind, make them ad mad.
Yeah.
Because then they're going to dump your extension.
Yeah, that's the challenge. So it is.
And that's why I'm thinking that places like I was saying, like the consortiums or whatever, and certain types of consortiums of businesses where there's offers for such and such a city, make this more compelling, because a lot of people do that. This is a little bit of local coupon city kind of thing. Click here today, or how would you like to know that there was going to be, today's special coupons in this particular area. Now you need to do all of the stuff in the background about how you would necessarily automate that or manage that is not trivial. I agree, right?
Yeah.
But that's pretty compelling for a lot of people to say, well, okay, why don't I get my local entertainment button that shows me what's going on in the bars and restaurants and events in the local town, city, region, whatever else. Oh, okay.
Yeah, exactly.
So,
it'd be actually quite cool to actually have some sort of way of creating toolbars specifically for certain purposes. I think that's where it would be really valuable. If there was a way of actually creating it or customizing it to a specific business. I'd have to release some guidelines with it.
It could become far more robust if you had a way to feed in, like the RSS for smartphones we were talking about earlier, a way to feed in offers as if the local business could manage their own offers.
That would be cool. That would be really cool. Even I could hook it up and sync it with mobile, because it communicates in a similar way. It would just mean getting the app to do one more thing. So,
well, what I'm saying is this: imagine that you have this. This is what is the actual platform of this?
It's PHP, so it's communicating through PHP.
Okay, so I'm on a regular web page. So somewhere in the background, if there was a way to actually manage a paid interface to the local businesses where they put in their offers, and you don't even touch it, right? They create their own schedule that comes as a coupon gateway through this plugin. Yeah. I mean, it's the same way that you do SMS effectively, right? If you're going to do it on a regional basis or a community basis, you'd say, okay, I've posted my QR code all over the campus, and now I have 500-600 students have all signed up, and then you go to the local pizza parlors, restaurants, blah blah blah, and you say, okay, here, I have an audience of 500. Would you like to be able to put your offer into the list on some scheduled basis. Well, okay, it's like any other penny saver or any of those kind of things. If they don't want to buy into that, then they're not in business. So in this case, they buy into it, but you still have to manage it manually at this point.
Yeah.
Right.
That's cool. Yeah. So yeah, this is basically what we've got so far. So I think there's plenty that we can do with that. I was just going through in my head what the next steps are for it, because for us we're just adding the last ads component to it, and then looking from there to release it. But it maybe something that we actually need to put some sort of regulations in place to prevent people from using it to spam.
Interesting. Very interesting.
Yeah. But so it should be available soon. But what for you as an offline marketer, is this something that you think you'd be able to use, or what would be the sort of the reasons?
Like I said, my application would be twofold, actually.
Yeah.
The first one would be, I would create this as part of let's say a business directory service for a local area.
Yeah.
Where I manage all of your directory services otherwise, but the one that I create as well with your local coupons, and then I push that site, right? That's all local straight web stuff. That's pretty standard stuff.
Yeah.
At the same time, I'd say, by the way, I have this capability that allows the people in the community to take on this bar. And therefore, not only do you have this as if they go there, they can see it directory. We can push your local daily, weekly, whatever offers through a common either push or ad replacement kind of mechanism, as long as the people sign up for this. And therefore, I could go to the local businesses and get them to pay me to become part of my directory service and part of the coupon flow, funnel, whatever you want to call it. I say coupon offer funnel.
Yeah, and hopefully they push out the plugin as well.
Well, that's if you don't know how to make people sign up,
then it's,
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
I mean, when you sign up a business and you say, if you're doing SMS and you sign somebody up, if they're not compelling their own employees to compel the customers to sign up, you might just well not sell them anything because they're not in business.
Yeah, definitely.
So, I mean, you need to do stuff on your own, and press releases and all the rest of that kind of thing, and our SEO in the background. But you got to get people have to be into it. So that's the first part. The second part is that this platform, if it's secured, if there was a way to secure it, right? If I could do this internally, which is an option that you don't have right now, right? But if I could effectively put it inside of a business, this is a very interesting platform for internal news, notifications, etc.
Yeah.
So those are off the top of my head, those are the two that I'm thinking of. Obviously, like with the community way that I talked about it, if it's community-based, I can also do things like, well, this is also a way, like I said earlier, about gamification. I can get people to do stuff.
Yeah.
I can say, if you're on here between 2 o'clock and 4 o'clock on Tuesday, the next clue is going to pop up.
That would be kind of cool. And then have them actually click through and do some sort of action and then incentivize them.
They have to click through to find out the word of the day, because they're going to need to get all the words of the day together to have the sentence of the week, to have the paragraph of the month, to win the prize of a lifetime.
Yeah. That's cool. Oh, it's cool. There's some good ideas there, eh?
I'll send you my PayPal. Just send me the money.
That's cool. Oh, that's good. Awesome. All right. Well, so that's where it's at the moment. So we're gonna keep on working on it, but we're hoping to have it next couple of weeks. Should have most of the components. Right now it's stable. You can create obviously plugins. You can push out messages and also popovers, but very soon it'll have the ability to do the ads, but probably not. It's probably going to be about maybe a little bit longer actually, maybe looking at more of a
Now,
month.
what do I have to do at the Google, Safari, and Firefox
Yeah.
relationship level to be able to use my app?
Cool. So basically all you need to do, and I'm getting instructions added there at the moment. Oh, I'll just plug in my laptop, one sec. There we are. There it is. So basically, to add it in, it's really quite easy. I don't have the link in front of me right now, but there's a marketplace link. So you need to sign up for the Firefox marketplace, basically, for plugins, extensions. And then once you've done that, then it's just a matter of uploading your plugin. You've got to put a name to it, add a description, then just submit it. And it'll submit your plugin. It'll also give you a link where your plugin will show up. And that link is what you give out to people who want to download the plugin. So once it's been activated, Firefox has said it's okay, then you send out that link to people and they're able to just click install extension, like any other extension you've ever used. They'll be able to do that through there. It's basically just adding it to the directory as every other, like you've obviously used extensions in the past, downloaded maybe a color picker or something else. Yeah, so it's basically done the same way. So people just, they'll see that, they'll see your app there, your images, your descriptions, they'll download and they'll have it. It's the same with Google Chrome as well. It's done through the Google Store, or I believe it's the Google Store, and you're able to submit your Chrome extension through there, and you'll get a link. Their one is immediate. You immediately get a link that you can start sending out to people, and they can download. And Safari is the same, except it's done through the Apple Store. It's an extension that's done through the Apple Store. Or the good thing with Safari is that you don't actually need to submit it to a marketplace. You can just get people to download it direct into Safari, drag and drop it into their Safari browser, and the plugin will immediately work for them. So those are basically how the three components work. But I'll be adding that in very soon. The training, I've already written it to the developer. I'm just waiting for him to add it in, but it'll be in the published post.
That, by the way, that downloading, depending on the different type of browser, would be a nice little white label video to have.
Yeah. There should be a video over them and step by step with a instruction guide attached. So,
right.
It's pretty straightforward, but once you've done it once, you'll be able to do it every single time thereafter. It's just that first time because it is quite a new concept.
There's no licensing that I have to do with Google or anybody?
No, it's just a matter of signing up. It's a pretty cool thing. Yeah, you just sign up for it, and they'll give you an account immediately, and then you can just submit it to the store. Basically, they don't charge for it or anything like that.
Interesting.
It's free. Yeah.
Obviously, you have to for Android, so.
Oh yeah, you do for Android and any mobile apps as far as I know. But yeah, for this.
Oh yeah, it's $100 a year or so for to go into the store, Apple Store.
Yeah. This one, fortunately, it's there's no cost. I'm not sure why, but yeah, it's free. They I've never had to pay a cent to do it. I think there is an upgrade where if you are a developer, you can get some extra permissions and so on through paying, but that's on a. I think there's some other different purpose for that other than submitting your extensions. I think it's more they give you something. I know my developer was talking about he had some sort of special developer account through them that he paid for, but that wasn't necessary for people that are just submitting the average everyday extensions like these ones are. So it's pretty straightforward and cool.
Well, this looks real good to me. I mean, I think that there's a lot of opportunity here with the caution that you don't burn out your user.
Yeah. It'll be interesting to test it to see how long it takes for people to do, or how many people engage with it on a regular basis. It is different. That's what is working in its favor because it's not, it's not many people have seen this before. All the types of extensions the types of ads that would pop up, but at the same time, it will be interesting to see how it's presented. It needs to be discreet, but drive clicks.
The scheme that I just described, the reason that I find that that's more compelling is that I have already seen plenty of extensions that give me offers. Okay.
Yeah.
The problem is that I don't care about universal national offers. Not that this shouldn't be used, as you were talking about earlier, for affiliate kinds of sales. I think that there is some advantage to that. You may have to figure out how to create more value to get somebody to upload it, to use it that way, so you get your affiliate commission out of it. But in the more regional sense, I think that there really is this local coupon offer, compelling reason to get that people will put this on their machine.
Yeah.
I think it's really compelling to say to somebody who is in, let's say, in the Albany area, to put in the Albany plug-in and see all of the restaurant offers in the area and all the discount coupons and all of the events that are happening or whatever else.
Yeah, it's far more accessible, easier to access than doing a search and having to scour through pages.
Well, then they might not be able to search and find this stuff, because you can say that these offers are going to be exclusive, and that's why the consortium is so important.
Yeah.
Stuff you're not going to find anywhere else, because we go out and search them out, route them out, and put them here for you.
And that's what would encourage people to download them, and then it would just be about pushing out the right stuff and monetizing it in some way. For that, it would
what would be interesting in this as well, and I have seen this in other types of applications, where you allow the user to, in effect, tune it to the types of things that they're interested in. In other words, if I had 10 offers and 5 of them were for bars and 5 of them were for clothing, what if that person really only wanted to see things related to clothing?
So
I'm not saying to do this now, but I'm just saying that if I have an interface that says, oh, look, we're going to give you all of the offers for the area. Oh, great. Well, there's 100 different types of venues that are putting out services or products in that area, and basically there's probably only about 5 that I even bother with.
Yeah.
I don't need to see all the rest of them. So I'm just saying that, for the things that I've been talking about earlier, I'm not going to worry about it, because it would be all local, tend to be local stuff for restaurants and bakeries and things like that. So, or wineries even, right? So that's okay. That's okay. But if I was to go into my major metro and say, and start to go shop to shop, now I've got people selling sundries and people selling, everything. And if I'm the user, again, back to burnout, right?
Yeah.
If I'm the user, it would be nice to say, I don't really need to see any offers for lawyers, which would be a bad play anyway, from my view. But I don't need to see those. I don't need to see offers for wine. I happen to be on, I'm a teetotaler or whatever.
Yeah. But maybe
I'm not, just to be clear. But
that's funny. But there's some sort of way of people being able to select which criteria they're interested in.
Yeah, I mean, if you were going to have that kind of, if you're going to provide that kind of a interface that's going to show them events or offers related to certain types of things. Like, what if I really love hip-hop, but I could care less for folk?
Yeah.
Don't show me the folk venues. I don't need to see them.
Yeah, it's cool. We'll have to put some thought into that and see if there's some sort of way of being able to do that, especially for offline marketing. I think it would be quite cool.
That's sort of the neat thing about RSS feeds as a way to maybe feed something like this, is that if you have some mechanism, then you have in there, in that text somewhere, XML or whatever, you have some way of categorizing it.
Yeah. There would be a way. It would just take a bit of time, I think, to think of the way that we would actually do what data we'd grab. It could be done. We could integrate it based on the searches. Like, there's all sorts of stuff we can grab from a plugin level.
Sure.
But it just asks for more permissions. And the more permissions you ask for, the more suspicious people can get. So it would have to be done the right way. Maybe it's on the ads based on the ads people are clicking. We could do that. If people are clicking ads about a particular topic, we could show more of that versus less of another topic.
Well, that by the way, is very interesting in terms of how you actually collect this data. Are you collecting data related to the person's choices within the extension interfaces? We
aren't right now, but we can grab that data if we wanted to.
Okay. The only thing that I would say is this, although I really love that idea based on what you said a minute ago about being able to then to discern it and then offer them certain things, right?
Yeah.
It's like you're doing your own tracking, which is okay in a way. it's also the thing that you might want to be able to tell somebody you don't do when they plug it in.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right? Because that's basically what the majority of those toolbars do. Is they start out, they say, "Oh, you want this? Plug it in," and right in the background, they're scraping the heck out of you.
Yeah.
And that's a little bothersome.
Yeah.
It's, at the same time, in a way, it would be nice if you could have a permission mode that says, "How would you like to?" In the sense that I said a minute ago, how would you like to be able to choose the types of things in the area that you'd be interested in, and that's the only thing that will show you, which is
Yeah.
still permission-based compared to scraping-based.
Yeah. Yeah. So it'd be a bit more if it was able to be done or asked for. Unfortunately, they have to actually accept it when they install the plugin. Those specific permissions have to be grabbed when they actually install the plugin. So unless there was an update that was pushed out, then that would be probably the case. But it does give us something to think about, though, seeing if that's possible. But no, it's good.
Yeah, like you don't have enough to think about already.
Yeah, yeah. It's been a difficult project, this one, but good, it's almost there. So
it's really very interesting because it relates to a permanent ownership. I mean, this is real estate. That little bug is real estate, more real estate than people could possibly imagine.
Yeah.
To own a space up there on that bar is big time.
Yeah.
You're on Broadway. You're on Broadway.
Yeah. That's cool. And it's quite cool. And I don't think many people have really thought about it. So that'd be interesting. But either way, I'll bring this to an end to the webinar today. But it's good to get your feedback on it, definitely. And we'll have another update. I'll do another webinar probably in a couple of weeks once we've got just the last few things sort of tied up. But it's available for you to use now. Like you can start using it, testing it out. There might be a couple of things in the popovers where we're still working them out. This show time, I want to adjust that to how many times this is actually showing, being able to show it once or 3 times or 4 times, depending on how many times they hit the site. So that would make it a bit easier to determine, or restrict how many times this thing actually pops up, because I can imagine it being quite annoying if someone's visited one site over and over again and then immediately sees this ad over again. So yeah, once or twice is enough. No need to show it a million times. So, but yeah, it'll be good. But thanks for coming on and having a chat and stuff. And I think it's been quite useful actually. I've enjoyed it.
Yeah, I'm glad to see it more in depth and have this demonstration. I appreciate it.
Yeah, it's cool. Awesome. And thanks, Stephen, for coming as well. I saw Stephen came on a bit later on, but he's been listening into the background and putting some different bits and pieces in chat, which is awesome. Awesome.
Great.
Cool. All right. Well, thanks for coming on. And we'll talk to you again soon. We'll stay in touch through the group. And let me know if you get the chance to test it out at some point or try it out, or any feedback you have or any thoughts that pop up for it will be much appreciated.
Okay, good.
Awesome. All right, cool.
Thanks.
Yeah, and thanks for coming on. We'll talk again soon.
All right, bye.
Cool. See ya.